Hello students, welcome to Ashish Polala classes. Today in the present lecture of Indian Constitution, I am going to discuss with you the Charter Act of 1853. In the constitutional history, this was the last of the Charter Acts which were enacted between the year 1793 to the year 1853. This act for the very first time separated the legislative functions from the executive functions in the Governor General's Council. This act established in India the Indian Central Legislative Council, which include 12 members. Under the present charter, the Council of the Governor General was enlarged for the purpose of legislative functions by the addition of 6 new members. After this charter, the Indian Legislative Council consists 12 members. And what were those 12 members? Let us see one by one. The first member in the Legislative Council was the Governor General of India. The second member was the Commander-in-Chief of the Army. The third category of members, the 6 legislative members, out of which 2 members were English judges of the Calcutta Supreme Court, and the other 4 members were the officials which were appointed by the local governments of Madras, Bombay, Bengal, and Agra. So, in this manner, it is very clear that in the present charter, the local representation was introduced for the very first time in Indian Legislative Council when these 4 other official members were also introduced of Madras, Bombay, Bengal and Agra. The legislation for the very first time treated as a special function of government which required the special machinery and special process in the present charter. But it is very important to note here that although there were 12 members in the Legislative Council, but no law made by the Council could be promulgated without the assent of the Governor General. And while giving the assent, the Governor General had also the power to veto any bill of the Legislative Council. That is, by exercising the power to veto, the Governor General can cancel that bill as well. What is the meaning of veto? Veto is a Latin term which means I forbid. And veto is the power which is given to an officer of the state in which he can unilaterally stop an official action, especially the enactment of legislation. In India, the Indian Central Legislative Council functioned as a mini parliament which had adopted the same procedure as was adopted by the British Parliament in England. In the present act or in the present charter, there was the introduction of an open competition system for the selection and recruitment of civil servants in India. So in this way, we had seen that this act gave the chance to the Indians as well in the covenanted civil services. What is the meaning of covenanted civil services? The higher civil services. So in this act, there was equal opportunity provided to the Indians that they can also become the officers in the covenanted civil services during the British regime. Accordingly, to do this function, the Macaulay Committee, the Committee on Indian Civil Services, was appointed in the year 1854. This act extended the company's rule and allowed it to retain the possession of Indian territories, but this possession must be on trust for the British Parliament. But it is very important to note here that this time this act or charter did not specify any particular period, unlike the previous charter for which the company can retain the Indian territories in India and can do their business. So this was a clear indication made by the British government that the company's rule could be terminated by it at any time by the British Parliament. So this is something about the second phase of constitutional history. In the next lecture, I will start the third phase of constitutional history, which is known as the end of company's rule and the direct British rule in India. So thank you very much. If you have not subscribed my channel yet, then please subscribe my channel and be in contact with me with my playlist of YouTube. Thank you very much.